Okay.
I would try it at a friend's house that had it at the bar. I don't know why that's so funny. Like,
we're laughing because, we're at a friend's house.
well, I'm just saying, right?
Yeah,
Exactly. So you go. Hello and welcome everyone to episode 53 of The Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you are going to hear all week long. We are your hosts, Michael, Anthony, and Steven. Hello, fellas.
Hello. You've done it.
Very nice.
I mean, was that not built for NPR or what?
That was amazing.
I just feel like for 51 episodes, we were getting
53.
the JV team, and now the last two,
Oh, yeah.
you
So include me in
the
that,
JV, huh?
yeah.
I need practice. What can I say?
You're relegating Steven to JV
No,
status?
I mean, he does a lot more than we do, so he can do the intro if he wants to do the intro,
I agree, but I think you did a solid job.
I agree.
And I think after 2 episodes, we still have to revisit the idea of bringing in celebrities to do that intro. What do you think?
I'm just waiting for the who wants to do editing next.
Oh, there you go. Hey, don't
Not
say
me.
that. Don't say that.
No.
Can we get John Calipari in here to do the intro? He'd be like,
you know what? I think I'd rather have Stoop sitting here than Coach Cal.
yeah, but
But
I mean,
we'd have to drink some of his terrible
That's
bourbon.
fine. I would drink his stuff. He came in here and said,
yeah, come on, we gotta
That's
get.
probably true.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think.
I'll take his 15-year MVP.
Yeah, you know what? Like,
I think.
sorry, Colorado, whatever we had last week, I'll sell out to Stoops and his bourbon any day over
There you go.
some random dude in Colorado.
Especially if we
that-
get some paddock seats.
yeah,
There
no
you go.
doubt. So
I think that Stoops would get halfway through the intro and then he would go ballistic and try to attack a referee. That would be
yeah, he wouldn't be able to handle.
He may bring his own headset to this.
you guys would hear like him giving half the intro, then the table would get flipped over and he'd run out of here.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to keep these headsets on because he doesn't like to keep them on during the game. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Our wives had a little get together the other night with their lady friends.
Okay.
And
Girls
so,
night
yeah,
out.
girls' night out.
Or
Or,
more like girls' night in.
Girls' night in.
Girls' night in,
Yeah,
okay.
and they do their wine and cookies and all that kind of clothes and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, one of the girls came from Ohio.
That seems
from-
a little weird. Do you have to say any context to what you just said?
What, wine and clothes and
Or
cookies?
cookies?
That sounds like a girls' night out to me. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, girl, yeah, they drank. One of them sells wine, like
Yeah.
like one of those pyramid scheme wine things.
yeah,
It's kind of like the Mary Kay, And then
buy this one bottle and then you can have 19 more for the low price of $300.
yeah, and then if you sign up to sell under me, and then you get 2 people who sign
Yeah.
up, that kind of
Then
thing.
we all get money.
Right, then
Yeah.
we all get money until we don't anymore, until we end up with a basement full of wine, and the company's worthless. But so anyway, so she sells some kind of wine, and they live in Ohio, in Cincinnati. She was coming down to push her wine on people, and my wife brought some of the kind of wine that she likes that we like around here. That's half the price and a lot better. But point is,
I digress.
yeah, she was coming down here for this party, and so she brought her husband or fiance or I don't know, man friend, whatever he is.
Man meat.
Yeah.
Third husband.
Yeah, whatever
I'm just
he
kidding.
is. So anyway, she brought him down, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to spend the night, in a hotel. We're going to get a hotel and all that kind of stuff." And he's a bourbon guy, but like, of course,
Who's not, right?
who's not right now,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, I feel like everybody's there was a guy the other day at work. It's like, "Oh yeah, you'd like him. He's a bourbon guy." It's like, number one, I probably wouldn't. And number two, who is it anymore? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she's like, yeah. So he went to go hang out at OBC. While he was in town, like she was at this thing, and so he went over to the bar at OBC, which has got a great selection. We like it,
Yeah.
but there are no TVs. You're there on a Saturday night, and there are no TVs. Like it's a
there are TVs.
oh, there are TVs. You're
Yeah,
right.
you're
They
wrong.
just do PowerPoint slideshows of bacon and cocktails
Cocktails
being
being
made. So,
In
but-
black and white.
so it's kind of funny. Just when we were there the other night and the playoff game was on, there were a lot of dudes. The TVs in the bathrooms above the urinals do have ESPN on them. So like there were a lot of guys like hanging around the urinals watching the game because their wives made them come to this fancy restaurant for dinner.
What
And,
a terrible existence. Yeah. I got the bathroom
I mean,
to watch the
that's
game.
that's what it comes down to. But anyway, so he was going to go there, and hang out because he's a bourbon guy, which is cool because we like that place. She's like, hey, we're going to go to we're going to go to Buffalo Trace tomorrow if you guys want to join us. And me being the guy that hates bourbon guys, and cynical of all things bourbon like that, I just started telling my wife about it. I was like, that's never going to work. I was like, that's a terrible idea. That's stupid. She's like, well, why you got to be so mad at them about it? I said, I'm just telling you, do they have reservations? Because Buffalo Trace, you got to have reservations.
Yeah, you can't just walk up.
You can't just walk up. I said, and if you think you're just going to walk up, I said, why don't you go look and see what the lines look like every morning when that place opens? I said, so, that's not going to work. And she's like, well, you just got to poo-poo every idea, don't you? And I'm like, I'm just telling you, that's the way it is.
You Mr. Negativity over here.
So anyway, my wife goes to her thing and comes back home, and she's like, he said he's looking for a red label Weller. And I'm like,
Red label, is that what we're going to call it now?
that's what we're going to call it, I guess, right?
Weller
Red. That's fine. Whatever. That's cool. Like, if that's how you want to identify
I've been looking
it.
for a black label for a while.
Yeah, well, I thought you had one of those.
No, I drank it all.
Well,
What is that called? Is that 12-year?
It's called black.
Oh, okay, Weller Black.
my point is, I told her, I said, well, you're not going to get that there. Right, they don't have that at Buffalo Trace. I said honestly, it'd probably be easier for him to go next door to the whatever the liquor store is wherever he lives and get it in Ohio than it would be around here. How much of a bourbon guy are you if you don't know that?
Yeah, he's like OHLQ. What is that?
Anyway, the point is, I don't like bourbon people.
That's coming straight from a guy who's doing a bourbon podcast. Doesn't like bourbon people.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fine.
If you really don't like bourbon people, you should have sent him to Horse Park, like up there right off of 75.
Oh, and that little gift shop that has
they got everything there.
outrageous
It's
prices.
really You should have
I
sent
take
him
that
up there.
back. I do like bourbon people.
Yeah.
I just don't want to talk about it all the time,
I got you.
even though we're talking about it.
Hey, it makes perfect sense. We talked about it too much, and now you're getting
But we also don't
jaded by it.
take it so seriously either. That's the thing. These people want to talk about it, especially when you stand in line. They want to talk about it in line.
Oh yeah,
I just want to scroll on my phone and
yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
You don't even like. I mean, I was romanticizing the times where we got to stand in line. Well, I did anyway. At different large box
Years
retails.
ago.
Yeah, it seems like years ago.
But I didn't like time. No, I didn't like standing in line with those people.
But you know what one of the craziest things was the other day, and this was just I happened to trade a bottle for doll hairs, okay, and the person who wanted said bottle for doll hairs, you guys get the reference here, right? They told me I live in Louisville, but drop it off to my buddy, and so I'm driving over to see this guy that I don't know who's proxying or taking a bottle to another guy that lives in Louisville. I get out of the car, and this guy comes out of his house, and it's a guy I recognize from standing in line at Total Wine, and we just have a 40-minute conversation.
There you go.
It's like we're just back to where we started, and I'm like, man, that's so cool, So like the community is really small, and I miss those kind of things. So I know that we joke about like bourbon people as a whole, but like when we were out doing that kind of stuff, it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of camaraderie, and I missed that.
I don't think it's as small anymore.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would be like if they were doing the Saturday morning releases now.
Yeah.
After with post COVID and all that kind of stuff. Because before COVID, you could show up at Total Wine at 9:45 and you'd have been 8th or 10th in line, and
Oh yeah.
you wait 15 minutes. It'd be a little cold, but you go in and get something and come back out. I bet now it'd be ridiculous.
It'd be like that lottery.
It'd be like 4,000 people in line.
Yeah. Hey, I know there's no shout-outs this week of people that we're going to acknowledge from the reviews, but I just want to give a quick shout-out to my big buddy, Will Silverman in Chicago. He's a dedicated listener. He's also the only PhD advisee that I've ever had, so person I've advised. And so I want to give him a big shout-out because he listens to us all the time.
Is he a bourbon guy?
He has become a bourbon guy because of me. Bad influence over here.
No, that's all right.
But he's not like into it. Like he's not gonna be coming down here going get me this and that. Like he likes what he likes. Like,
has you ever been to
like
Bub
17
City Barbecue in Chicago? They got a really good bourbon selection.
I'm sure he's all over the place in Chicago.
They got some good picks.
Did they have a Weller Red?
Weller Red Label.
Yeah.
Weller Red.
I think they did. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's pretty simple. He likes his Weller Special Reserve and a couple other things.
Look at that.
And that's the thing though. Like he's not like out there going like
That's
I want
fine.
this
Hey,
or that. Like
you
he
like
likes
what
what he
you
likes.
like and-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So-
you can get by with what.
Yep. Well, I'm proud of him. He's doing a great job in Chicago. So cheers, Will.
Oh, so let me finish up just real quick with Sunday morning. I just got on the Facebook page for Buffalo Trace, and I showed my wife. I said, "Look, 40 minutes before this place opens, there are 300 people in line at Buffalo Trace. I said, so you might say that I was poo-pooing his idea, but I also might be right.
You were right.
Wait,
You were
what
definitely right.
did they end up doing it?
I have no idea, but
Okay.
I saw the line was like by like 11:30 or something. They're like, if you're not in line, you're not getting a bottle. So, and I think that day it was Blanton. So he had a good day. Like, so if he got there early, that's probably that's a win. But
Yeah, no doubt.
and they have baby Saz too. So
Yeah,
the rare double day.
I would have loved that, but I know a lot of people get upset when they see baby Saz at the distillery. They're like, "Oh, baby Saz." I'm like, "Yeah." Oh,
So
man.
what was that that Sazerac you saw the other day online? It was a barrel-proof Sazerac?
I think it was just a store pick, probably.
No, it's the one that you bought. The one, the Yoda one.
It's like a 116 proof or something?
Oh yeah, that was a special group pick from a local group. Well, they're not really local; they're nationwide now, but they started local called LFG.
Okay.
Yep. So that's making the rounds. It's everywhere. There's probably like I don't know, probably like 600, 700, 800 bottles of that out there. But
Wow, okay.
it's a 375 from I think Three Boys Distill G, and it's like a 15-year-old Saz source product. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, fellas, for this week, we have a bottle of Penelope 4-grain barrel strength batch 7 bourbon.
All right. Yep. So we got this bottle from Penelope Bourbon, and the bottle date is 2021. The ABV is 57.6%. The proof is 115.2. The age is a very interesting 44 months. The mash bill is 74% corn, 7% rye, 16% wheat, and 3% malted barley. And the MSRP on this is $58.
All right, so this is 2 weeks in a row that I've never heard of the company that we're trying. But hey, you know what?
You never heard of this?
I've not. No.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, maybe I've heard the name, but like I had no interest in ever looking into it. But you know what? I'm nothing if not curious.
Yes, curious.
Right?
It's good
Yeah.
to be curious, right?
So Penelope Bourbon, it's got a very floral design on the label.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's got kind of this is a barrel strength, like you said, aged 44 months. Like why I don't, that's curious to me.
Well, they say a lot of things about batching 3 different mash bills, but they have their main mash bills as 4 grain. So I don't know if they do different variations of that, but they batch to, I don't know how they select certain barrels. So I guess just different batches or different ages and
Well,
stuff.
good for them. I guess they couldn't wait the extra 4 months and make it a real bourbon that you don't have to even put an age statement on. But
That's right. It could be bonded, right?
this
That
is
time.
non-chill filtered, so go ahead, go crazy, everybody.
That's right.
Everybody,
You hear the
everybody,
fans.
everybody loves that. I don't think anybody has any idea what that means, or it doesn't.
It's uncut.
They don't. But people go nuts. People go stupid over
Yeah.
like the Liquor Barn OWA, or as some people say, Red Label Weller
Right.
picks that are non-chill filtered,
You're
right?
going on that guy.
But and he might have said it the right way.
He
I don't
might have,
know.
yeah.
He probably
That's
just
okay.
simplified it for his wife.
Yeah.
Like this is that we talked last week about the wine bottle.
That's a standard
But
wine
this
bottle.
is I like these kind that feel like they're like bottom heavy wine bottle kind.
Yeah, it's got a nice chunk of glass
Yeah,
on
it's
the
heavier
bottom.
at the bottom. It's not
Yeah.
like Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare's kind of cheap that way. You
Yeah.
know? These are heavy duty. It's got a synthetic cork, but we all know that synthetic corks are they are tight.
Nice seal.
It's pretty middle school of you, Stephen. And you said this is named after they're having a daughter.
No, they've had a daughter. So I read
So
just
they
a little
named
bit of history, and they named it after their, I think, firstborn daughter, the husband and wife that started the company. So that's pretty cool. I mean,
Man,
that's
bourbon's
cool.
getting soft. Yeah, a couple episodes ago, we had the McAfee brothers. They put out Benchmark.
Oh, yeah.
They
had that
traveled down they
Security
traveled down
software.
they traveled down the river through the Cumberland Gap
They
with
had a
Daniel
canoe.
Boone and
That's
all
right.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And now we're just naming them after our daughters and putting flowers on them. And,
You do the same thing.
Yeah.
I know. Well, probably would.
Little soft
but
spot. Yeah.
I would, but it is. I know nothing about it, so we're going into this, or at least I'm going into this curious, I guess.
I think all of us are flying blind on this one. Like I heard about Penelope a lot. Of course, I've heard it talked about on different podcasts and seeing.
There's
the
some people on
fan fairs.
Instagram, I think they pay people to do Penelope things, and that's all they ever
Oh, really?
push.
Okay.
And so I've seen it a lot,
Well-
on the IG page.
For not having ever tried it before. I'm really eager because I know that it's getting a lot of traction and a lot of people are speaking the praises of it. So,
Should we go for our first notes?
all right. So I've nosed this long enough now to pick up some very distinctive characteristics, and I'm going to throw one out there that you guys may not be smelling, but I'm definitely picking up on it now because I have a very keen nose for this. It's like burnt caramel, and follow me on this one a little bit, but a little bit of, what do they call it? Like a black licorice note. Are you picking that up?
No, I'm not picking up black licorice.
Well, my nose must be
Have you
off,
ever burned caramel before? Is that how you have
That's
the
a
keen?
no-no.
Yeah. Have you ever put caramel on the stove, like made or tried to make that, and then you burn a little bit on the bottom? That's kind of what it tastes like to me. Or not smells, not taste, because I haven't tasted it yet, but that's the smell is.
You don't lick the burnt caramel off your stove?
No, I don't do that, but I've smelled it. That's what it smells like. There's a lot of sweetness, though.
I can't get caramel in it. Yeah,
You can or can't?
yeah I can.
A little bit of frosting,
All right,
sweetness.
so I've got an interesting note.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
So-
These are always fun.
these are good.
So I think my nose is okay.
Okay.
I get a soft harshness.
A soft harshness.
Like the bourbon, this is going to sound weird, smells beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but there's ethanol. I guess it's from the 115, and then it's only 44 months.
There is.
It's not a lot of ethanol, but there's something like real soft about it.
Yeah.
But then you get kicked in the butt with the proof. And I want to say, there's pink on this, kind of like, and it looks like a wine bottle, like kind of like a rosé bottle.
Yeah.
So I want to say it
I think
has rosé notes to
It's
it.
giving you some floral.
Yeah,
Psychology.
Yeah, it is.
It's playing with my head.
No, it's got a good smell to it.
To me, it's pretty sweet on the smell. Like I initially didn't pick that up, but it's a pretty sweet smelling bourbon.
Should we go for our first taste?
All right. Get caramel and cinnamon. I get a lot of cinnamon. That I didn't smell any cinnamon, but I get a lot of cinnamon. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is what I get.
So this thing has 4 grains in it.
Yes.
It is very well balanced.
It is. And you know what's interesting? Usually younger wheated bourbons don't taste like this. So I wonder if the grain balance is making this taste so nice, because I've had some 5-year-old wheated bourbons that are vomit. I mean, literally, they just taste terrible. 4 and 5-year-old wheated. But, the secondary grain, the highest is the wheat. It's 16% wheat. Then you got your 7% rye and 3% malted barley. So however they mix those batches together, it does something good, because I'm not really big into cinnamon notes, but I'm getting the cinnamon notes, getting the caramel notes, and like I said, it almost tastes like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch to me. But
Yeah, I'm not getting much. I mean, it's fine. It's got it for 113 proof, 115 proof.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's smoother than I originally thought the first time around when I tried it just a minute ago. But there's a little spoiler: my first sip was not my first sip, but I'd already had it a little bit.
were you
But
sneaking around? I didn't see you
was,
over
yes.
You can't sneak around.
I need extended time. People get that in school sometimes.
Yeah.
They have like little delays in their learning. And that's kind of how I am. So I needed a little extended time. So I tried it early, just to.
Do you think that made it? You like it better?
I like it better now than I did the first
Yeah.
try. But yeah, I mean it's fine.
One little known fact is we usually, when we uncork the bottle and we let it sit here, we'll pass the bottle around and smell right from the neck to see what we're picking up. Like however the bottle is shaped, right? When we uncork it, we'll all take a nosing of it. And then we let it sit, of course, before we pour it. And I think this one is developing even more than may have anticipated. So,
I don't want to say too much before past try by, but I'm really impressed with 44 months here.
yeah, I am as well.
Do we know anything about? So this is 3 blends. Do we know anything about the ages of the other one? I know obviously the oldest must be the 44 months, but do we know? I guess, do we know the mash bill?
Well,
of
the
the other
youngest
ones?
is 44 months.
Well, the youngest, yeah, that's what you meant to say. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
the youngest.
It's
Yeah.
at least 44 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. It's just like, not to draw a parallel on a recently hot product, but the Russell's Reserve 13 year that everyone's going crazy over right now, they're saying the oldest batch stuff that was in there was 19 years old. So,
Wow.
yeah, even though it has a 13-year age statement.
Okay.
So this could be similar in the fact that it might have older product in it.
So you're saying there's 13-year-old stuff in here?
No,
Yeah, probably.
of course there is. They've been around since what 2018. I'm sure there's a
Sure. Penelope,
Yeah.
she's what, like 15, 16
She
now?
might be 15, 16 years old.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I had to think about it before she was born. So
Oh, yeah.
All good.
I mean, in Bardstown, Bourbon, right? That's where this is
stored.
stored.
Oh, yeah. We
They've
didn't-
been around for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, yeah. We didn't actually say that, but yeah, this is distilled in Indiana, so they're a custom recipe being made at MGP and then MGPI, and then it's being barreled and aged at Bardstown and bottled there. So that's pretty cool. They don't have an actual facility, as far
Right.
as I know.
I think we should do that. We should get some bourbon and store it at Bardstown.
Oh yeah,
I mean, why not? It's so stupid. Everybody else does. Like,
yeah.
I mean, what do they really do other than name it Penelope? Like, they bought
Well-
it from somewhere else. They stored it somewhere else.
But they still, it's their custom mash, and I mean, it is, there's a little bit more than just buying some stuff. They're still producing something, just contract distill. A lot of the big guys did that too. You got to remember, they used to contract distill. Bullet was not making any of their own stuff. All the Bullet stuff was being made at Ford Roses back in the day. So
when they do that, is it like going to a football game where every lower seat's more expensive? With the Rick House, every floor is more expensive?
I wish I knew that, but I don't know. But I mean, I'm sure that Bardstown didn't build all those warehouses for no reason.
Right.
I'm sure they're getting good money to store stuff
It's
there.
kind of like the building the Vegas. They
Yeah.
build themselves, right?
And they got all that land. They could probably keep building on it too.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they're just...
Yeah.
I mean, you guys haven't been to Steven's house, but I mean, I think you could probably store a couple hundred barrels in this place.
That's true. He's
Good-
got this
good
laid
call.
out.
We
Like,
should
put
do
a
it.
rick house in the
Yeah.
basement here. Yeah, I don't know
some
if we get enough
shelves.
heat. We didn't get enough heat cycling in here to make anything good out of that. Though.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it'd be kind of like a Copper and King, where their basement, it's only like a floor in the ground. It's only one floor in the basement, but that's where they store all their barrels
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
from floor to ceiling, and they play bass music basically.
Oh, nice. Just like Blackened.
Right. So
Yeah,
we're
nice.
underground, and we can do floor to ceiling.
Yeah,
Be
we could
kind of
do
like
that.
Peerless, a little.
yeah, and
little brandy
when
action?
our kids come over, they can roll the barrels around a little bit, get it,
Boom.
yeah, mix it up.
So, fellas, would you pass, try, or buy on the Penelope 4-grain barrel strength batch 7 bourbon?
I'll go first on this one. I am actually not even going to be long-winded about this. I'm going to be a buy. And the reason I'm a buy is because it's priced reasonably. It's barrel strength. It tastes good. It's got interesting flavors. It's not anything that I normally drink. And so I have a very specific kind of thing that I normally look for, and I don't tend to deviate from that. And this deviation is welcome. And other than, this is going to be something that people are going to be like, whatever. The bottle's okay. It's a big P and a
Yeah.
floral thing. It's just kind of, I wish it was a little different, but I think I like the taste of everything, and I'm kind of excited because some local stores are starting to do barrel picks with them, and I'm excited. So I'm going to buy.
I am damn with you on this. This is a really beautiful product for being 4-grain, so well balanced, and a pleasure to sip
Yep.
at 115 proof. I mean, it's a pleasure to sip.
Hey, you're not going to hear me disagreeing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like holding my breath now to see what Michaels thinks. If we convince the cynic over here, then we.
I mean, I agree with you. The bottle's underwhelming, but that could be good for us. So no one's going to buy it. It has a little flower on it, which might go to my nose that it was soft but yet harsh, because you have a nice little floral petal and it's 115 proof. But I'm with you with the price, $58. This thing's awesome to drink.
Yeah, that's
Awesome. Like,
It's a banger.
go buy it.
Yeah.
So I would try it.
Okay.
I would try it at a friend's house that had it at the bar. I don't know why that's so funny. Like,
We're laughing because we're at a friend's house.
well, I'm just saying, right?
but-
Exactly. So you go. I'm just picturing my mind. Play it out here, right? Come on.
I am playing it.
Right. Go to somebody's house. They got their stuff sitting out. You're looking for something. You're going to be there for a little while, so you're going to try a few things. And you look at it. It's stately looking with the big P on there and the wine shape bottle.
Yeah.
Barrel
You can mistake it for a BTAC.
Yeah, the barrel strength that's on there, like it's to me that catches your eye. Like, so I'm gonna try it. Like, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
I mean, I might even At $58, I might even try it at a restaurant because I bet it's not that expensive. You know what I mean? Like for a pour of it at a place.
Yeah, I don't think it carries the reputation yet where it would demand a more premium price.
This is one of those ones, right? Where at a restaurant, I think it would be, or a bar, it would be pretty reasonably priced. You know, Stephen and I have talked about. We have the conundrum of you go to a bar, and anything that's affordable, you already have at your house. Like you don't want to try that, and then anything that you want to try is also expensive that you can't try it. You know what I mean? So this is one of those ones that probably hits the middle. You know, and you're like, okay, I've been wanting to try that, and it's, you know, it's not terribly expensive. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, I don't want to get a pour that's going to cost the same price as my dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of which, my brother was at a bourbon bar in South Carolina recently, and he did pay like, you know, I can't remember what it was for a 1 ounce pour of Sazerac. He paid quite a bit of money.
Wow,
I think it was
really?
like not Saz, sorry, Thomas Handy, the
Okay.
BTAC. I think it was maybe like $50 some, which I still thought was reasonable.
That's not bad.
Yeah, considering
I wouldn't do it, but that's not bad.
Yeah, no, he was just out with some buddies, so they were like really having a night, chasing bourbon and stuff, and they had a great experience. But he said, "You got to come down here and mix it up with these people." He goes, "They had a really good bourbon bar, and it was kind of like, you know, he felt like they were taking good care of him and stuff, and you know, very knowledgeable about what they were doing." I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it seemed like it was a experience I would want to have, and if I were there and their bourbon steward or bartender or whoever recommended this, you know, I'd be saying, "Yeah, sure." For a
You know,
pour.
Mike. You know, I when we were in Florida that one time, I wish we would have eaten dinner at Riverside.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Wait,
I
we
don't
could,
know.
we could
I
scratch this, but
I
why?
sent some.
No, I mean that's fine. No, I don't know. I see some of their Instagram posts with their meals on there. I don't know. None of it interests me.
Oh, okay. I
You're-
thought maybe you heard they had roaches in the back.
You're fine. No, it's just
Gordon Ramsay coming in, Kitchen
Yeah.
Nightmare style. Just close the thing
a little
down.
fancy for
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
But I
Well,
guess
that's why it would look good. That's why it looks good. Their
it
food
does
looks
look
really
good.
good.
I know it looks, but
I mean, speaking of fancy, your Valentine's Day that you just had was fancy.
Ooh,
oh well, yeah. Well, Frank and Dino's.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
that was I've been there for a special occasion. I liked it.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very. I mean, did you guys get chicken parm? I think I talked about that on a previous episode where it was like the size of the plate, and the plate was like a massive. It was like
I almost
pounds.
got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't have been able to eat it all, and I didn't eat it
Mainly
all,
because
you know?
that was one of the only things that I could kind of like deduce on the menu as far as language goes.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like you got to really be able to read into the Italian.
Yeah. There you go, Steven.
Steven, yeah,
Pick it up, huh?
Steven's the translator when
There
we
you
go to
go.
the
You
Italian
You know, one thing.
restaurants.
It's funny. One thing on the menu that I really enjoyed reading was the. I think one of the descriptors was Sunday gravy, and I think no one in South would understand what that means.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They would not.
Because on Sunday you have a family dinner, and on that they make sauce from scratch and let it go all day. It's called gravy.
That's right.
So
You're kicking the Italian knowledge for those of you who don't
what
know.
about that?
yeah. So I enjoy that lingo on the menu.
But yeah.
I'm gonna take Steven with me someday to Fazoli's.
Hey, Fazoli's got that lobster mac and cheese, man.
Go ahead. Will you,
Fresh Maine lobster.
The last time I checked, I didn't see an ocean anywhere.
translate submarino for me.
And with that, thanks for listening to this week's edition. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY. Also, let us know your thoughts on this bottle in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.